Why is it showing that? Hello, everybody. Should I? Okay, so I'm gonna walk through. I hope you can hear me okay. Hold on, let me just check. Okay, oh, so I'm gonna walk through. I can hear myself. Okay, good. Okay, good. Off there. Okay. I can see my chats. Everything is streaming. Oh my gosh. My hair. Whatever. Okay. So I'm gonna move this here. Okay, so today we're going to let me take this down. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing good. Glad to be back. So I'm gonna walk through how to turn a photo into a pencil sketch so it's easy to transfer to watercolor paper. And with that, we are using a light board. I will remember to put a link in the description when we're done. That would be on YouTube because I don't have Twitch saving any of the videos because they mute me anyway. So it's like, what's the point? So all the videos though are saved on YouTube. So go there if you need to. Yeah, so I'll link this. I found it less than $15 on Amazon. You know, it's just an inexpensive tracing board, USB powered. So nothing extreme. And I already printed, I did a run through and then I printed the image and I'll show you which image we're doing. Hold on, where is this? Full monitor. Oh, by the way, that QR code is to the website. I thought it was neat. And it's for people who are on the television when they're watching YouTube on TV or Twitch or whatever. You guys can do the QR code thing and that should take you to the website. This thing. Aren't they cute? I asked for Filipina girl smiling at the beach. That's my QR code because I'm half Philippine, actually. All right, so anyway, let's show the monitor. Is that it? There's my little QR code on this side. Okay. What am I doing? I'm showing you the photo we're playing with today, which is this one. Let's bring you over here. Isn't that cool? So we're gonna trace this. So we're gonna have this one. I'll show you the one we did last week. This girl right here. Yeah, so that's all traced out. I'll show you. Where's the camera? Oh, you can't see. Hold on. This would be the watercolor setup. Yeah. Oh, my palette cam is off. Should I turn it on? It doesn't need to be on, right? It's such a black screen. Hang on. It shouldn't be too hard. Do I have to get up? Oh my goodness, excuse me. Hi. I can't see. Oh, it's probably... Oh, it did turn on. Cool. Usually it doesn't turn on and it gives me trouble. Okay, so last stream we traced this out. I already put it on a board. I was going to tape it down. Yeah. So that'll be one of the things we'll work on. I have a board ready for the second flower that we'll play with. And I have the, hold on, let me get the print. Hold, please. Let's see. Oh, it's right here. Wow. All right, so I'll show you. So this is what happens when I print something out on my printer from a photo. So it looks like that, or I can actually show you this way. All right, so it prints out like this as a photo with the background removed. Should I make... I'll just leave it like that. It's kind of at an angle. Okay. Right? Now, when we do the process that I'll walk you through in Affinity Photo, we're going to turn it more like this, where it's easy to see through the watercolor paper, which is super thick, right? When we try to look through with a photo version, it doesn't come through very well, and it makes it very hard to trace. So this'll allow you to take pictures with your phone, you know, as you're walking or doing whatever. You take a picture of something you want to paint, you can trace it onto watercolor paper, and there you go. I'll show you that. What am I looking for? I'm looking for paper. Oh, I put it away. Dang it. I'll be back. Again. Hold on. I cleaned my room today. Well, you know, not my room, my studio. Did you notice? It's clear right here. Oh, you're not seeing it. Hold on. Okay. See behind me? It's a little bit more organized. So, you know, whatever. Okay. So this is the hot press hopper. Oh, come on. I just do the pads because... Is that loud? Sorry. I will show you why I had to go pencil sketch for transferring a photo to a watercolor. Okay, that's the brightest. That's the brightest the watercolor paper will go. And then, all right, see, it's really no bueno. It's very difficult to see a photo through watercolor paper. So what we do, which is what I'm going to show you, is we're going to turn... Oh, I made 2 copies. Dang it. We're gonna do it like this instead. See how much clearer that is? It's beautiful. That makes it just so much easier. So I'm gonna tape this down. Right now? Should I tape it? Yeah, I might as well. Where's my tape? And this is artist tape. Well, it's drafting tape, really. They could use, you know, whatever. for watercolor paper, if you can find a gentle tape or tape, and then you could do masking tape, regular masking tape, and then you use your clothing to make it less sticky. So you stick it on your arm, rip it off, get it, a couple times. And that'll help with making it not so sticky, because some papers are not good with tape. It rips the fibers off, or some of the tape stays on the paper. Super annoying. And I don't like it. All right, so that's ready for later. You sound pretty. Anyway, let's switch to this, because I'm gonna walk you through how to do it. All right, you guys ready? Are you ready? Oh, I did not take my vitamins. Oh well. All right, scooch. Where are we? So this is a photo, that's a photo. We're gonna launch, I use Affinity Photo. And I don't wanna promise that I'll learn it on GIMP, but it's basically the same thing, right? It's the same basic steps, right? It's very easy. So you open your file, your picture, open, yes, open. We're gonna open the photo. There we go, it's open, right? On a Windows machine, you would go Control J. That gives you a layer. I believe that's called a layer. Oh, I don't have a like a magnifying glass, but my mouse is bigger right here. See, do you see it? It's way over there in the corner, upper right, right hand corner. I'm pretty sure it's right hand corner. All right. No, yes, it's right hand corner. Okay, never mind. All right, so Control J created that layer, right? Then you would do Control I to inverse it, I for inverse. On a Mac, you would do Command J or Command I, okay? So when we get to this point, inverse, we would go to over here. It says normal right now. I hope I'm in the same area where the new layer is at. It says normal, but we're gonna do color dodge. And what that does is cancel each other out, first layer and second layer, because it's the inverse of it, right? And then we're gonna go to Gaussian blur. And then we're gonna bring it up a little bit just so we can see it. I'm gonna try it super light this time. And this is just enough to see the lines, barely. Well, I don't know. I haven't tried it this light, so I'm gonna do 1 pixel just to see how it's gonna turn out. All right, so 1 pixel Gaussian blur for this photo. Different photos, you're gonna run into different things. All right. And then we're gonna, where we got Gaussian blur, we're gonna also do, oh, is it here? No, it's over here in adjustment. So Gaussian blur is in live filters. But next we're gonna go into adjustments, and we're gonna go into HSL, and we're gonna turn down the saturation to make it black and white, like that, okay? And then, we're gonna go to levels, also in adjustments, and we're gonna move this black level over until, and watch your photo, because it changes, see? It changes. So we're gonna move it up so we can see the different bumps and things. I'm missing the, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but I'm missing the details over at the head part. I call it the head because it looks like a bird to me. But the center of the flower, there's some detail I'm missing. So Let's see if curves will bring that out. Hopefully. This might be better. Okay, it's also in adjustments. We would go to curves, and then we're gonna bring this line closer to, I'm gonna put a dot here so and I'm just making that curve kind of closer to what's already there, just to see, and play with it. You know, I'm not an expert on it. I just needed it to do the pencil sketch. I really like how this one turned out, way better than the first one I tried. I made the first one really dark, and I'll show you. Well, I can't because let's see, I'm wirelessly connected to the router, and then I need the router to connect to the printer. Right now, I don't know my networking right now. There's probably a better way, and I probably need to hardwire into the router and connect everything like with a wire. But right now I'm all wireless, so I don't want to stop the internet to print it, and I'm not sure how to do it any other way. So we're just gonna save it, export, and I'll show you how to export. This looks good to me where it's at right now. I think I'd probably see it through. I don't think I need it to be darker, but I can make it darker, I believe. Oh, no. That's probably the best I can do right now. It's dark, but that's okay. Anyway, we'll pretend like this is what I want. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're using the reference photo anyway. This is just basically getting the shapes down so that it's accurate. All right, so let's say we're done, right? We're done with this and we're gonna print or export it. So you just go to File. Very easy. Just export. File, export. And I export as a PNG. You could probably do it as a JPEG too. I don't think it matters that much because really you're just tracing it, so it's not a big deal. So export. We're gonna do Orchid Tracing 2. Save it. All right, and that's how you would. Should I have shown you that? I don't think you need to see that. So that's how you get a pencil sketch on Affinity Photo. It's very easy, just a couple steps really. And then you're done. So, oh, it's been modified. Would you like to save? Yes. Save as. I'll go to the storage. I'll go to Affinity Photo. We'll go to the Orchid. I will just say Orchid. All right, so that's saved. Now let's get back to this. Now remember, I didn't want to print it because that means disconnecting from my internet. So I pre-printed one that I did a little bit differently, a lot darker. And now we're just gonna trace it by putting the watercolor paper on top. And turning this off so you can see it better. You know, it's actually not that easy to see, but enough. Like, we just need, like, you know, it doesn't have to be photo perfect. So we're just gonna, I kind of want it bigger. No, I don't. I think we're okay. All right, so I'm gonna tape the watercolor paper. The copy is already taped to the light. Is it called? It's a light pad. I think it's called a light pad because it's not a box, so it's a light pad. Do I want it like this? No, I want it moved over. We're gonna go, I'm gonna center it like this. And then I'm gonna center this with that. And what I'm trying to do actually is cover the light so it's not glaring at me. All right. I just need to secure it down. That's good. That's good enough. So how are you guys doing? Let me know. And if you're watching a replay, still let me know. Still let me know how you're doing. It looks like everything is streaming well. Let me double check. Yeah, everything's green. Cool. Man, I have had my throat's been dry and I just keep coughing. I don't like it. Hold on. I set my drink down somewhere. Oh, it's way. Jeez. Ooh. My throat, it gets so dry and itchy. Okay. All right. We are ready to trace. I would need my glasses. I have readers everywhere. Ta-da! Where is my pencil? There we go. Oh, I need eraser probably. Oh well. All good. Oh yeah, I need to make something up over here, but we'll figure that out later. It would be a lot easier to do when I'm, well, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm just gonna trace the stems, not any details, because we'll figure that out with the reference photo. We'll paint the details in. I just need guidelines. Guidelines just make it easier. They don't, they definitely don't paint the painting for you. There's a lot more to it. But they are helpful. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm only streaming till, well, for an hour. So what time is it? Oh my goodness. Time flies. I'm trying to stream an hour a day. That's my goal. I don't want it to be too long to where I get burnt out. But I wanted enough to accomplish something. I was streaming for 2 hours, and I noticed that like by an hour and a half, I was looking at the clock, and I didn't like that. So this time I figured if I cut it short and I'm like, I want to get this done, then I have that feeling of wanting it, you know, wanting to do it more. So little things to trick yourself, to trick yourself into doing more. I'm just using a mechanical pencil. Ooh. And you try to do it as light as possible because, you know, watercolor is very see-through. It's delicate. And that's the challenge of it, part of the challenge of it. I think that's why I really enjoy it. It is very challenging. And then this type of painting is really challenging, I think. Actually, it's not really true. I think all of them are, because for the life of me, I don't understand abstract. And I have to learn it from somebody or someone to explain it to me, because I don't understand. I wonder if I need to do all this detail here. I probably should have the photo, just so I know what I'm doing. Nails out. Where are you? Oh no, did I miss it? I don't know where it went. Oh, here. Where is my orchid? I bet I can't see. Oh, it's right there. It's like the first one. That's funny. All right. Oh. Why did my printer cut it off? Rude. There's more to this end than what my printer printed. It's rude. Everything else is good though. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's good to look at the photo because then you can make sense of it. Oh. Yeah, when you just have a bunch of lines, it doesn't make sense. I mean, you know, you have to do your best to make it make sense. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense. But we will do our best. And you know, from a long distance, it looks good. This part always looks like a bird to me. A bird like about to land on water, or like an eagle about to land. And this is the Phalaenopsis orchid. It's one of my favorite orchids. Okay, when I lived in Seattle, I thought it was an easy one to grow. And it was. When I lived in Seattle and I was going into the office, my plants lived really well. The house I lived in at the time didn't have good lighting. So it was kind of dark. It had windows and everything, but we were under some massive trees. So we were like deep in woodsy kind of situation. So there wasn't a lot. In Seattle, doesn't have much sunlight anyway. So they didn't do too good at my house. And I'm not very good at plants, but I love them. I'm not very good at them. I bought a light for the orchid and then it wasn't happy. And one of the ones that I was gifted like died within a month. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm doing with plants, but I love them. And now I've kind of decided, or, given up basically. And I just don't have a green thumb. My mom is amazing with plants. I don't know how she does it, but she's amazing. Her house is always like a greenhouse. It's so nice. But me, I tried. So when I moved here, I'm in Idaho now. First thing I did was bought a bunch of plants because, it's Idaho. There's a lot of sun. Yay, I can have plants. And all of them just one by one just died. So I give up. And I feel too bad watching them die. And I thought I had it down. I thought I knew how to grow orchids because they grew so well when I went to the office. And for all I know, there was probably like a worker that was taking care of them or something for me because they loved plants or something. Like, I don't know. I'm not there 24/7. Yeah, so for years I had plants that grew really well, really pretty, and flowered and everything. So I'm drawing in all these lines, mainly just to get familiar with it. And as a challenge, I will try to put all these lines in. I always like to challenge myself so that I can, be proud and look at it and say, I did that. And it looks really good on the wall. And then actually, when I was at work, I would paint a little bit there when I worked at a time where there was a lot of downtime. So I painted and people would ask to buy it and stuff. And I'm like, at the time I was doing lessons, so I couldn't sell them, so I'd give them away. And I would always not feel bad because I was happy to give it to a friend, obviously, but I was always annoyed that, I put in all this work. I did the best I could and put all this effort, and then I couldn't even sell it. I didn't like that at all. And I mean, I understand there's, they have licensing and all this stuff. I understand that part. I'm not mad at the teachers and stuff. That's not my point. My point is, why can't we do it where, as I'm learning, I can sell my work? And that's actually, so I have a membership, a watercolor. I want to teach how to do this because anyone can do this. And it turns out so pretty and I love it. And so I want to teach it, and I want to do group coaching to where I'm right there. You can ask me questions and I can help you, and I can help you keep motivated. That's part of the problem too, is that it's such tedious work. It is meditative though, but it can get lonely. And that's what I noticed. And I actually appreciated that I would do it at work when there was a lot of downtime. But I had company, I had people, and I couldn't do it for long stints. I could only do it a little bit at a time, 10 minutes, 15 minutes here and there, and which worked out perfect. So anybody can do this at any time. And that was probably, the hardest time to do it for me was while working. Totally doable and completely achievable. And I just thought, what a perfect thing to teach. It is so, it's not easy to do by yourself, but when someone's showing you, it's not hard, really. Anyone can do this. Yeah, so I would love it if you join the membership. That would be great, because then we can hang out and paint and sell our work and everything. Yeah, so eventually I learned how to use software to compose different ideas, different paintings. And I basically just want to teach everything I know. And instead of it being a course where it costs more money than a membership, I figured a membership would be better. Because it's a lot lower, a lot cheaper for people. And right now it's the cheapest price because, I mean, we're still building it, you know, so it's got a lot of things that needs to be added. And I don't even have a welcome video yet. I don't have the course yet. We're gonna actually go through the courses live. I'm gonna try to schedule it where the most people can attend so that they can ask me questions as I'm doing it and help me along. Like if they don't understand something that I'm explaining, then I know that I'm not explaining it very well, right? Plus, the company would be great. I don't know, it just makes sense. So I've like tried to avoid building the course, but I think I've avoided it long enough, and I'm just gonna build it. So I haven't even looked if anybody has joined, but we're doing it. It's out there, it's available. We're doing it on Kajabi, where there's a community. So if you don't want to be on Facebook, there's a community on Kajabi. There's a community on Discord. I believe on Twitch, you can go to Discord. Like, my information is there. I should actually add that to YouTube and Facebook. Oh, whatever. I don't think YouTube, well, okay, I'll add it to YouTube. YouTube viewers, they are familiar with Discord a bit. Usually the more gamer techie people, YouTube creators, stuff. I actually started a group that's art niche who are building their YouTube channels. And I just started, so I don't have very many subscribers. So if you're on YouTube watching, subscribe. That would be great. Because once I hit the metrics for the level where you can have a membership on YouTube, I'm gonna have a membership on there, and then we'll figure something out that we can do there. Because I would I don't know. I have a free group on Facebook too, but we're not really doing much in there right now. Because I'm still trying to figure out like what would be in the free group, what would be in a low tier group, and then what would be, you know, what are the different groups? What would I have in each group? You know, I might regret putting pencil on every line of this because I could probably have drawn it with a brush instead of, but I can lift this. I can lift the pencil lines pretty easily. Using a rubber kneaded eraser. That's what we call it. Want to see the progress? That's the progress that we have. And I'm gonna end up lifting the graphite quite a bit. Just so it's just a hint of the graphite that I'm doing right now. I'm gonna lift it when I'm done as much as I can without losing the lines. And it's kind of a little, I mean, not that I need the lines because I have the reference photo, so it's not a big deal. But sometimes you can lift it too much and you lose it all after you paint a color on. So. I'm trying to not draw too hard. Erased it because on the version of the print that I did, there's a thick dark line there, but it's actually not like that on the photo. Oh, which is why I should probably be looking at that as I'm painting. I can do that. I'll put it here. At least for now. Oh, can you see me painting? I'm so silly. Of course you can see me. I'm like, can you still see me? I've covered my monitor. I'm just like hoping my head is not in the way. Oh my goodness. I had the light turned down. It's way easier. Although I still can't see in here. Let me see something. Everything's working good. Oh, where did I put the photo? These are in front. Actually, like that. Okay. Yeah, part of the tracing is getting to know the subject. Like I am getting to know where the petal is. Like this petal's in front of this back one. Right? And that's part of getting to know. Because sometimes you'll paint something and you're so into the details that you get lost in it. And that happens. So as many times that you can familiarize each piece of the subject helps. Okay. It'd be easier if the lines were the same width, but it's not. It is not. So this petal starts here. If only it was clear, and it's not. So, can only do the best we can here. And then you have to deal with watercolor, which has a mind of its own, basically. So you have to be able to control the water on the paper and then predict how the paint with the water is going to work out. So I love it because it is challenging. You know, because what else am I going to do? This is fun. Challenge is fun. Well, challenge that you want to do is fun. Yeah, and when you're transferring anything from, whether if it's a drawing or a photo, when you're transferring it as a trace or a sketch for painting, you're not actually drawing it. You're creating guidelines, and the guidelines tell you where the light color and the dark color, that line is. So it's not the actual drawing. You're kind of telling yourself where the guideline is for the color changes. And that is different from an actual drawing. Because you can't just, color it in pencil, the dark lines. Because what you're going to end up doing is lifting the pencil as much as possible without losing yourself, but being able to do it, paint it with the guidelines. I'm going to have trouble. I already know I'm going to have trouble with this area. Ooh, I don't even have the lines. All right, here. We're just gonna pretend like that. Something like that. Just gonna have to follow the reference for this because the print doesn't look like the reference. So we're just gonna have to follow the reference photo in this area as best we can. It's gonna be difficult. Oh. I thought I left a browser window open to Twitch, but I did not. Or to YouTube, but I didn't. My internet is served by Starlink, so I live way out in the woods. Like, our population is probably 300 for the city, which is super cool. So, no traffic. Well, that's not really true. There's traffic because we're near a major highway, but still out in the sticks, you know what I mean? But there's still, cars traveling and stuff. So we have great amenities. We live out in the country. Well, the forest, really. Because I could not leave, I couldn't move from a place where we were deep in the Olympic forest to like no trees. I couldn't do that. I was like, no, I'm not leaving if I'm gonna move into flat, bare land with no trees. So my request was big trees. So we have big trees. And now when it gets windy, I'm like, oh my God, I hope it doesn't fall in the house. But so far we're good. We had windstorms come in today and yesterday. So the whole time I was kind of, hypersensitive to the sounds because there's like snow that's falling, big chunks of snow falling on the roof. And I could hear it once in a while. The big trees. And it snowed. And so that was getting blown around. Plus we had a tree fall over in the front yard. I mean, I don't know. The front property. It's not really a yard. But yeah, so I'm like, tree falling, Little bit nervous, but it's all good. When we have really big trees around the house. But it was a requirement. The trees that I used to live near, where I used to live before, it would take three to four people with their arms stretched around the trunk. Like, that's how big our trees were. Maybe zoom in more. There. Yeah, so we had really big trees, and I didn't want to move necessarily to a place that didn't have as big a trees as we could. And for Idaho, the trees that we have are really big. And they're maybe a third of the size of what we had. But, you know, trade-offs. It's a lot drier here, definitely, which is really actually nice. I really enjoyed that. Seattle, I swear, it's almost like you're swimming in water all the time. Like, it's always like misty, it's always raining. It took a bit to get used to, like a couple years. When I moved to Seattle, it took a couple years to get used to that. But you get the trees and you get all the flowers and the green. It's so nice. It really is nice. But where we lived, it was starting to get really built up and trafficky, you know, so it wasn't the most ideal, but still, we were close to the water, near Puget Sound. Nice. That makes sense. This one will be a nice display. The paintings that I did on the bee watercolor paper, they're good. I could still display them. You know, they turned out really good. But they're in a sketchbook, and I don't really want to take it out of the sketchbook. Actually, I should show you. You want to see real quick? Oh, did I pass? Oh, it is 6 o'clock. All right, well, we didn't finish the tracing or the sketch, but let me show you the sketchbook just in case it's your first time here. Let me look for the sketchbook. Especially on Twitch, because I don't have any VODs on the Twitch. I will show you. Turn this off. Turn this on. Look, isn't that nice? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's the brightest I can get the light. That's the rose. I mean, it's done enough. Done enough. And the cool thing is, this one, as a challenge, I did it with these brushes here. So you get a set of 5 and they're under $10. And at first I thought maybe this is, you know, I recommended them for beginners doing hyper-realistic style. And then I wanted to use them just to show that it can be, you know, you can do a pretty good job with them. And on this paper, which I had a lot of problems with, I'll show you, this paper, it had a lot of flaws. There's one right here. See the light colored parts right there? And then I had one that just went right across right here. And then there were just dots everywhere. There were flaws of the paper, and I'll show you the back side of the, see this? Yeah, that was on the other side of the flower. So you can kind of see that it's right there. Oh, when I was painting it, I was so disheartened because this style takes a while because you're very detailed. You're, you know, adjusting the tones and the colors and stuff. So I already knew I was going to spend a lot of time, and there's this flaw, and so I kept putting water to it, and you can barely tell it's there now. So totally doable. This was hard too. I couldn't get that out actually. That one didn't go through. And then on top of that, it leaked through because I kept adding water and trying to scrub it out and stuff. So it leaked to the next one, but it's so light that it's not a big deal. So that was my experience with the rose. I call it the sunlit rose on the B watercolor paper. And then this one I had started before the rose. I started this one, so it was kind of partially started. And you can zoom in. I'm letting it sit, and I thought it was done, but I noticed that the hairs, I should actually add hairs through here. Because it looks weird with just it looks like it looks like he just has hair on one side. So I need to blend this out, and then I may finish the back because the back has hair also all the way. For the most part, his whole head has hairs, so I might, I don't know, I'll think about it. But my real trouble was the beak. I made the nostril too small, and then the changes in the planes of the beak was hard to do. And the changes in the nose area was not easy. But it's my first bird. I don't usually draw bird or paint birds. But that one turned out really neat, and it was very challenging. And then I didn't know exactly how to handle this area, but I think I know better what to do next time. Because there's a lot of highlights, and I didn't know how to put it in. Like, looking at it in person, I can see the highlights and the different color changes, but on the camera, you can't really see. I mean, you can kinda, but it could be better. I mean, you can see blues in there, I think, and browns, you know. So I tried to get highlights out of it, and you can see different shades of the feathers here. So you can kind of see, but I can make it more pronounced. And that's why you do studies, so you know how to possibly handle it the next time. But yeah, I'm happy for these two. These are the most recent ones. These are from before I moved. I was doing portrait sketch, and the way this paper was handling, it's just so splotchy. But I might try to finish it. I don't know. This one I did before I left. These trees, this is actual size of the rhododendron trees that we left behind at our other house. I'm so sad. I love them so much, and we had like 7 different colors and these guys were like 20 feet tall. They were huge. And yeah, and that's the kind of tree that I'm never going to be able to grow here. You know, palette of 4 colors. It's only 4 colors. And I was going to do it in watercolor and paint something in watercolor with the Zorn palette. But, so there was this palette with a deep cad red in the mix, and then there's this palette which is just the vermilion, and I actually like the vermilion more, which is weird. I don't know, both work, but this kind of, it matches more with everything. This is so dark and deep. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I was thinking that this would give you more range, the deep red versus the vermilion. The vermilion is the traditional one, the traditional set. But here's my stuff. I should finish this. Look, it's all scratched up because I moved and I just like didn't care about it as much. And she has dreads. Those are my patterns. We'll see what I do with this sketchbook. Because I don't really like doing hyper realistic on it. I think I'll stick with Arch for hyper realistic. Oh, why did I turn it off? All right, well, I'm gonna go and we're gonna see if I show up tomorrow, because the goal is every day, but I don't want to burn myself out either. So hopefully we'll see you again either tomorrow or the next day. Usually if I take a day break, then I'm back. Okay, so I will talk to you later. Hopefully you enjoyed. I will see you later. Where's my end? There we go. All right, I hope you have a good night. And we'll see you later.